You walk into a crowded room and your chest tightens before you even know why. No danger, no threat, just people. But somewhere in your body, an alarm is already ringing. Your palms are damp. Your eyes are scanning faces without your permission. And you have no idea why a room full of strangers can make your heart pound the same way a dark alley would. The real answer is far stranger than social awkwardness. It's not in your personality. It's not a flaw. It's a 200,000-year-old survival system, still running in the background of your mind, still treating every unfamiliar face like it might be a matter of life and death. For most of human history, a stranger was not a small inconvenience. A stranger was a gamble. Your ancestors lived in small bands, 50 people, maybe 150 at the outer edge, according to the work of anthropologist Robin Dunbar, who spent decades studying the size of human social groups and the mental bandwidth we have for tracking relationships. Everyone in that group had a name, a history, a role. You knew who could be trusted with your children and who couldn't be trusted with a spear. There was no such thing as a random person in your world. Every face was either kin, ally, or unknown. And unknown was dangerous. Think about what an unfamiliar face actually meant back then. It meant a person with no shared history, no accountability, no guarantee they wouldn't take your food, your territory, or your life. Evolution doesn't reward optimism in situations like that. It rewards caution. So your brain built a shortcut. Not a slow, thoughtful shortcut. A fast one. Dunbar's research suggests something else worth sitting with. The number of stable relationships a human brain can comfortably track tops out somewhere around 150 people. Not thousands, not millions. 150. That's the ceiling your cognitive hardware was built for. Everyone beyond that number, in the world your ancestors evolved in, simply didn't exist as individuals. They were either part of a rival group, or they weren't part of anything at all. There was no in-between category for person I'll pass on the street and never think about again, because that category didn't exist yet. Every face you saw belonged to someone whose intentions mattered to your survival. That shortcut lives in a small, almond-shaped structure, deep in your brain, called the amygdala. Neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent much of his career mapping exactly how this structure works, and what he found reshaped how we understand fear itself. The amygdala doesn't wait for your conscious mind to finish its analysis. It reacts first and explains itself later. When an unfamiliar face enters your field of vision, your amygdala can register it as a possible threat in a matter of milliseconds. Long before your rational brain has even finished forming the thought, "Oh, there's a person over there," your body has already started preparing. Heart rate up, muscles tense, attention narrowed. This is why meeting a stranger can feel like walking into headlights. You're not overreacting. You're running software that was written for a world where a wrong guess about a stranger could get you killed. Here's where it gets stranger, though. Your brain isn't just cautious about strangers in general. It's specifically wired to sort people into categories at lightning speed. Us, not us. Psychologists call this in-group and out-group processing, and it happens almost instantly, often before you've consciously registered a single detail about the person in front of you. Your brain checks. Does this person look, sound, or move like the people I already trust? If yes, your nervous system relaxes a little. If no, the alarm stays lit. This isn't a moral failing. It's not something you chose. It's a leftover survival mechanism from a time when spotting the difference between your tribe and a rival tribe in a heartbeat could mean the difference between safety and an ambush. Now picture how different your daily life is from theirs. You don't meet 5 new people a decade anymore. You meet 5 new people before lunch, a crowded train, a packed elevator, a grocery store line stretching past a dozen unfamiliar faces, a video call gallery full of coworkers you've never met in person. Every single one of those interactions is, biologically speaking, a stranger encounter. And your ancient alarm system doesn't know the difference between a coworker on a screen and a rival hunter at the edge of camp. It fires the same signal either way. This is why a simple work meeting with new people can leave you more drained than a full day of physical labor. You're not imagining the exhaustion. Your body is running a threat assessment protocol dozens of times a day, one your ancestors only ran a handful of times a month. Consider what a single ordinary commute asks of your ancient alarm system. So the next time your chest tightens in a room full of strangers, remember, that's not fear. That's just your ancestors, still waiting for an answer.